What is up, you guys? Game Nut here, and welcome back to another episode of our connected franchise in Madden 17. You guys all know we are a wide receiver that plays for the Los Angeles Rams, and today we're about to enter week number 15, which is going to be our rematch against the Seattle Seahawks. We met these guys all the way back at like week number 3 or something like that. It was one of the very earlier games of our season, and today this one's definitely a lot more important, man, because this one is basically for the division. You guys all know that the NFC West is just, it's neck and neck, man. Seahawks still in first place with a 10-3 record. We are right behind them in second place, tied with the Cardinals at a 9-4 record. We're actually currently sitting in second place because we actually have a better record within the NFC West than, you know, the Cardinals do. So like I'm saying, man, we cannot afford to lose this game, because if we do, that means we'll be behind the Seahawks by a total of 2 games, which then we could probably kiss our playoff hopes goodbye, man. So if we do look at the playoff picture, you guys can see who is currently your division leaders. Us and the Cardinals are the wild card, but anything could change, man. I mean, like, for instance, the Buccaneers have a 6-7 record, which isn't that great, but with 3 games left, like, say they win out and we lose out, we'll be both at a 9-7 record. They're going to take over our wild card spot, man. So, like, we really just need to win 1 game and everything will be good. So, of course, going against the Seahawks, we have to worry about none other than Richard Sherman. The guy is an absolute monster, top cornerback in the league. He's at a 95 overall, and I wanted to look at his stats, and the dude has 8 interceptions. Not only is that leading the Seahawks, but this guy is leading the NFL in interceptions right now with 8. So this is definitely going to be kind of scary going against this guy. Now, we did have a decent amount of XP to use. Decided to use it on my route running, which was an 82. Put that up to a 90. We are now an 83 overall wide receiver. But, I mean, that's pretty much it all for the pregame here. I mean, we're going to a Thursday night primetime game, so we get to use the Color Rush uniforms. Tonight's game is definitely going to look very cool, but this is it, man. This is for the division against the Seattle Seahawks.
On as the season winds down, and wouldn't this fella love to make a big play or 2 down the field to possibly bring them 1 step closer to the postseason? It's the Rams going up against the Seahawks. Set for the call of this week 15 matchup, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Evergreen State and CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. Tonight, week 15 begins with a great Thursday night matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in riding high, just 1 loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
These uniforms look so nice, man. I mean, not only the Seahawks, I love that neon green, but even the Rams, like, I don't know what it is about them, but just that shade of yellow and just it's all over your whole uniform. It looks so good, man. So this is kind of cool. We're actually doing a primetime game Thursday night, which was actually in the NFL in real life, but to start off this game, Seahawks already had the ball on offense. They got a field goal out of it, up to a 3-0 lead. And on this play here, I didn't even call for the pass. So I don't know why Jared Goff just threw that to me when obviously KJ Wright was right in front of that route and got an interception out of it. So that ultimately led for the Seahawks to go ahead and get themselves a touchdown, putting them up 10-0. Back out on offense, was hoping things were going to go slightly better, but turns out it didn't, because Michael Bennett comes out with a big sack. That resulted in us having to punt the ball a play later, and the Seahawks back out on offense find Doug Baldwin for a 7-yard touchdown. So in the second quarter, we already find ourselves down 17-0. The Seahawks are absolutely obliterating us right now.
Looking for Brett, intercepted.
And what do you know? Trash Can Goff makes his return. He throws an interception directly to Cam Chancellor. Are you actually kidding me? And Cam Chancellor not only picks it off, but takes it for a touchdown. We're now down 24-0 in this game. Like, can things get any worse? So, I mean, as we come back out on offense, I was trying my hardest, man, and Sherman was just, he was locked down. I mean, Goff did overthrow that ball just by a little bit, but it was hard going against Sherman, man. So nothing, you know, resulted on that offensive drive. And before halftime, the Seahawks got another touchdown. They're up 31-0. Are you kidding me? This game is going the complete opposite direction of what we needed it to be. So As we come here into the third quarter, we started to have, a little bit of spark plug going on the offense. Lance Kendricks, our tight end, is able to get completely wide open on the route. That was definitely a very nice play. Finally get our first touchdown of this game. Next time on offense, why are you pressing me? Okay, you know what? Maybe this game isn't over just yet. So there we go. We've got 2 touchdowns now. We're still down by 15. Okay, never mind. We're down by 22 points again. And after that, I thought we would have a chance to come back in this game, but Jared Goff was like, I don't know where he was, but he was not in this game, man. That is his 3rd interception. That was directly to Jeremy Lane on that 4th down, and the score is 38-16. There's definitely nothing we can do, and he continued to just throw these balls. He underthrew them by so much, man. I mean, that was nowhere near me. He threw it right to Jeremy Lane both times on that play, and that is going to result in us losing this game against the Seahawks, man. We came so far into this season, and losing against the Seahawks was definitely the worst case scenario. We could not afford to lose this game because now we pretty much just have to hope that the Madden gods are on our side and that the Cardinals end up losing their game as well because, we're kind of fighting for the wild card spot here at this point. There's no way we're going to win the division with the Seahawks, how good they are, and now we're down by 2 games against them. Now, personally for us, we had an okay game. We did end up having 6 total catches, 111 receiving yards, and our 1 touchdown. So like I said, this is the worst part of every time we finish a game, man. Simulating to the next week and seeing what happens in our division. I get so nervous every time it happens, and as we go ahead and check things out, we can see that, okay, man, we can take a sigh of relief. The Cardinals ended up losing as well, so we both still sit at a 9-5 record, and we are still currently in 2nd place, man. So everything happened that needed to, man. I feel so much better that, we do still have a chance at the playoffs. So now this brings us to Week 16 against the 49ers, and you guys know we're kind of on a tight schedule here. Madden 18 is right around the corner, so normally I would end the episode here, and we would play the 49ers in the next episode, but like I said, since things are kind of tight here, I decided, you know what, we kind of have to go through things here at a quicker pace. So I decided to simulate through Week 16, thinking that playing against the 49ers, we would be capable of beating them. And we ended up losing. We lost to the 3-11 49ers in our franchise. Are you kidding me? I should have just played the game, man. I should have just, off camera, played the game, got the victory, so we could have made to the playoffs. So now the Cardinals ended up winning, and we're sitting at 3rd in the division with a 9-6 record. So you guys remember how earlier I said the Buccaneers, they could make the wild card by going 3-0 with these final 3 games? Well, so far they're 2-0, and guess what we did? We're 0-2 so far at this point. Everything that I have said is going to happen has happened up to this point. So you know what? We've got to come in here against the Cardinals and just show out, man. Now, for some reason, all of the clips from here on out that I recorded for the rest of this episode, something happened to them. They look a little funny. I know. It's almost like they're in kind of like fast motion going here, and I just don't understand what happened. So completely ignore that. There's nothing I could do to fix it. But as we come in here against the Cardinals, I was balling out, man. I mean, I was coming in here, we have to win this game. I think I had 3 or 4 touchdowns in this game, and you guys can see here at the 4th quarter, it is a very high-scoring game, 41-41 apiece. There's 2 seconds left. We called a timeout, so the only thing that's left for us to do is sit back and watch our kicker win. I was gonna say win us the game, but hold up, we're in overtime right now, which means our kicker missed the field goal, which would have won us the game, guaranteed us a spot in the playoffs. And in overtime, the Cardinals scored a touchdown in their opening drive, which means we lost the game, and it means we're out for the season. That's it. We're not in the playoffs anymore. All of this came down to the final week in the Cardinals, and this garbage team, the Rams, couldn't get it done for us. I had over 300 receiving yards in that game and 4 touchdowns, but our team was awful. I can't believe that this had to come down to the final week and we're not in the playoffs. And look at this, man. The NFC playoff picture Exactly what I said would happen. The Buccaneers went 3-0. We went 0-3, and they are in the playoffs, and we are not. I seriously can't believe this. So, for our rookie season, however, I mean, we obviously weren't the reason that we didn't make the playoffs. We were incredible. 107 receptions. We had 2,143 receiving yards. That did end up breaking Calvin Johnson's single-season receiving yard record. And as for receiving touchdowns, we tied Randy Moss with 23. Now, as we look at some annual awards, we didn't end up getting Offensive Player of the Year, which I don't understand how we didn't, but we did obviously, of course, get Offensive Rookie of the Year and Best Wide Receiver. So even though we got all these crazy milestones, we had an incredible rookie season. This team, man, the Rams just couldn't get it done. The pieces were not there. I mean, the quarterback, I don't even have to explain about the quarterback situation, but the defense fell apart as well. And as we take a look at the Super Bowl, you know what? I guess if we do end up losing our season to the Super Bowl champions, it's not that bad. Seahawks did end up becoming the Super Bowl champions in our connected franchise. Now, this part I have been waiting for the longest time, and man, does this feel good to say. I demanded my release, and we are no longer a member of the Los Angeles Rams. This is such a great feeling. So, as we go ahead and now we're a free agent, it's time for us to find a new team. As I fast forward a week, we have 17 offers from teams, man. Look at this. I mean, look at all these teams that we have. I see the Chargers, Titans, Vikings, the Cardinals. I see the 49ers in there. Even the Rams want to get us back on the team. I see the Browns, the Ravens, Steelers. There's so many teams here to choose from. And the team that is willing to pay the most is actually the Redskins, which would be $42 million for 4 years. Now, I don't really care about the money because it's Madden. There's nothing to worry about that. I'm just trying to figure out which team is going to be the best for us, so, you know, maybe we have a chance at winning a Super Bowl. So, unfortunately, the team I really wanted to see here was the Green Bay Packers. I would have loved to have gone and play with Aaron Rodgers, but the best team here is obviously the New England Patriots because of Tom Brady. And as soon as I accepted my offer from the Patriots, I see on the main menu, Tom Brady retires. Are you kidding me? I feel like bashing my head in a wall right now. And our quarterback is Jimmy Garoppolo. I thought I was just about to be paired up with Tom Brady, the GOAT. And now we have to be with Jimmy Garoppolo. I cannot believe what just happened. So now I 100% regret signing with the Patriots. Kind of wish, you know, maybe I could have gone to the Saints or something like that. But as we see our first game as a new member of the Patriots, we had a decent game. We had 5 catches for 73 yards, no touchdowns. I decided, you know what, I want to go through the rest of my career and show you guys everything that happened. You know, I'm going to simulate through all of it, but I just don't want to leave you guys off and say, oh, we lost the playoffs with the Rams. That's the end of the series. I want to show you guys what happens with my receiver for the rest of his career. So, after I simulate through the halfway point season of the Patriots, we're actually 6-1 now. Things are going really well for us. 39 catches, 572 receiving yards, and 4 touchdowns. So, you know, things are kind of going well. Fast forwarding to the playoffs, you guys can see we definitely won this division with ease. Okay, so this is a good sign. Our first time, or our second season, I should say, we're now in the playoffs, and we definitely had a pretty good one, over 1,000 receiving yards. So, as we go into the divisional game, we have the Jaguars simulated. We ended up winning. Going to the conference championship game, we simulate that. And as we take a look at our schedule, we lost. We lost again, this time in the playoffs by a big margin against the Bengals. And our second season, we didn't end up winning the Super Bowl. So, going forward, you know what? I don't want to play with Jimmy Garoppolo anymore. I decided to demand my release from the Patriots as well. I know that these clips look a little funny, man. I don't know what happened with the recording. Something crazy happened. But as we go into now our third season, we only had 5 contract offers this time. And I decided to go ahead and pair up with Marcus Mariota on the Tennessee Titans for our third season. So as we fast forward here, our first season with the Titans, we did end up making the playoffs, and we did have a couple of good years with the Titans, man. Our first time we had over 1,000 receiving yards, 8 touchdowns, which is definitely pretty good. I think maybe this was the next year or the year after, we even had our best season, 1,300 receiving yards and 11 touchdowns, which this year we even helped Marcus Mariota become the league's MVP. But unfortunately, even that year, we didn't even win the Super Bowl. We got to the Super Bowl, and we ended up losing. So, unfortunately, after our 4 years with the Titans ended, this brings us now to the next offseason, which is in the year 2022. And I just kept fast-forwarding week after week after week, and there were no contract offers that were being popped up. I can't believe this, man. I'm devastated. So, as we go now into the regular season of the 2023 season, there were no contract offers, which at this point in Madden and Connected Franchise, I can't stand that this is the way that you have to finish with your player, because teams don't offer you contracts. Even though I built my player up to a 99 overall with all of his XP, we had no contracts offers, and the only thing that is left for us to do is to retire our receiver. So as we take a look at our legacy, you guys can see we did have the one conference championship game, which is the one we got to the Super Bowl and lost, and we did have ourselves 5 yearly awards. But that is it, man. There's no other teams giving us contracts, so the last thing we have to do is literally retire our player. Now, I tried going and looking at our career stats all over the menu. I couldn't find it anywhere, man. I don't understand why it wasn't anywhere on the menu. I couldn't see how many receiving yards I had for my entire career, but I'm pretty sure it was somewhere over like 7,000 yards or something. I did the math. I mean, we played 6 years. Our rookie year, we had over the 2,000 yards, and then the other 5, I looked, and we did have 1,000 receiving yards for all of our other 5 seasons. So totaling that up, I'm pretty sure we're around like 7,500 receiving yards, somewhere around there, which is definitely pretty good for a 6-year span in the NFL. But that means it is time to officially wrap up this series. Our wide receiver that we created in Madden 17 is officially done, man. He is in the books. I had a lot of fun with this series. We have our 99 overall that he is going to retire from the NFL. I can't stand that this is the way that Madden has to end your created character, because there's no teams that offer you contracts, which I don't understand why we don't get contract offers. We're a 99 overall receiver. The only thing we have to do is retire our player from the league. It's really stupid, man. So, like I said, that is going to be it for our series of Madden 17 Connected Franchise. Thank you guys so much for supporting this series this year, man. I had a lot of fun with it, even though ultimately it led down to a pretty sucky ending. I mean, our time with the Rams was, I don't even know what to think of it. I mean, we had a good season personally, but it sucks that we couldn't, even make it to the playoffs because of our somebody that we all know of. But I will, of course, be back in Madden 18 with a new character that we create in a Connected Franchise. I cannot wait for that, man. I'm so excited for Madden 18 to be here, create a character, and do this all over again, which we are going to jump back over to the defense. I'm not going to tell you guys what position I'm going to make. I already know which one I want to do, but I got to keep it a surprise for you guys. But I'm so excited. Can't wait for Madden 18 to be here and create a new character. But again, that is going to be the end of this series. Thank you guys so much for your support this year on our career mode series in Madden 17. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate all of you guys that were here for every single episode and watched it and supported this series. But next time you guys see me, we will be in Madden 18 for our Connected Franchise, and we will be on to bigger and better things, man. I cannot wait. So again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you all so much for your support, and I will see you guys all next time. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.